Okay. Okay. Today, I'm going to do two videos today. First video I'm going to talk about is how anti-gun are some people. Now we're going to open up the discussion because the other day I mentioned HBO was having a documentary about guns and the gun issue. Well, the word documentary is incorrect. It was a Brady commercial. That's basically it. It portrayed NRA members as fucking ignorant, insensitive buffoons. It portrayed the Brady campaign only their positive, whatever. They tried to portray the Brady campaign in a positive light. They literally didn't say anything bad about the Brady campaign. It literally didn't say anything good about the NRA. So it was a whole complete one-sided issue. And it was on from 9:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my zone. And I had 3 loads of laundry to do. And I waited till 11 o'clock to do the laundry watching that shit. And I ended up finishing the laundry at 1:40 this morning. So, I said before I'm not going to be debating the gun issue anymore because I've already dispelled every myth there is about guns. I've already dispelled every incorrect statement that any gun opponent made about, the forward vertical grip causes the gun to cause crime. Filling out a lot of paperwork reduces crime. Okay, shit like that. I've already gone over all that shit. I've exhausted it. My buddy Armory Guild, not Armory Channel, Armory Guild, he said don't argue with a moron. Well, at one point I'm going to take his advice, and the other point I'm not even going to dignify the documentary with a response. So we're not going to talk about the documentary other than me saying this now. If you want to watch the documentary, go on HBO.com. Look at when it's on again. But I'm telling you now, you're going to get angry. Like, fucking very angry. Especially if you're a responsible gun owner, especially if you're a certified NRA instructor, you're going to get really fucking angry. So, today we're talking about, are anti-gun people as anti-gun as we think they are? Well, I want to start off by talking about a professor I have now. Now, I like her. I do. She likes me. She's my art professor. Art history. We look at paintings, we look at sculpts, we say that looks nice, this is the kind of this and that. You don't draw art, you look at art. But she herself is a professional artist. She's a painter. She's actually very talented. She is sort of against guns, and the reason why I say sort of, she's not the flaming NRA bashing, Brady campaign loving fanatic, like some people can be fanatics. She's not very knowledgeable of the subject. One day before class started, we were talking about England. Now, she is Irish. And in case you forgot, the Irish and the English don't exactly get along. I'm not here to debate racial issues, but it's like the Israeli-Palestinian debate. Yeah. They don't like each other. Just don't forget we rebelled against England. That's why we have our own country now. Remember that history class? Okay, yeah. So she was saying she's mad at England because England didn't really treat the Irish properly. And I guess that's right. I was telling her I'm mad at England, and you know why I'm mad at England. Okay, that whole their country is safer thing, like 40% increase in gun crime, 4 times more likely to be stabbed and shot, home invasion capital of Europe. And I met a man down in Disney World who was working at Epcot Center, World Showcase. He was English from England. He was on a 1-year visa. And he told me it's worse than I think it is. So I told her that. And she's like freaking out about the gun thing. Let's face it, if you walked up to a gun nut, you'd be afraid too. I mean, let's face it, even though most of us have college degrees, even though some of us are former law enforcement or former military or some shit like that, we can be pretty fucking fanatical. Admit that. And we tend to scare people. We don't mean to, but we do. Well, some of us mean to scare people, but... So, she was saying to me, she heard, I don't know where the fuck she heard this from, she heard that if you shoot someone with more than one bullet, it's not justifiable. Like, if a guy came in here now with a butcher knife and I shot him once, it would be justifiable, but if I shot him twice, it wouldn't be. So, she's not really that up to date on self-defense laws and stuff like that. You know, if you had a 500 Magnum, you'd get in one shot. If you had a 30-06, you'd get in one shot, but, you know, in theory, if a guy weighs 300 pounds and he's in a bad mood, in theory, if a guy is fueled up on PCP, it's going to take a fucking tank to stop him. Okay, and they got little motherfuckers this big that get fueled up on shit and go nuts, and it takes a... You have to bring the SWAT team, basically. Literally. So But during the class discussion, she teaches at 4 universities. And during the class discussion, one of her other universities, she was showing slides of Egypt. Because we opened up with Egypt, Egyptian architecture, Egyptian sculptures, Egyptian painting, shit like that. That was the first part of the class. And she mentioned she took her students from another university who were full-fledged, full-blown art majors, fanatical about art and shit like that, and archaeology and all that stuff. She took them on a trip to Egypt. Now, in case you forgot, Egypt has a lot of problems with terrorism. Well, they've just recently had a political change over there, but Egypt does have a problem with terrorism. Now, when they were in Egypt, they had a gentleman with them, and she had a whole group picture up. And all of them outside, and it's everybody lined up like a class photo, and she's like, this guy is our tour guide. He was a Muslim. He taught us a lot about his culture, a lot about his heritage, his people, his beliefs. Okay, I thought that was cool. And then she said, this guy, and she pointed to some big motherfucker. I mean, he looked like a crossover between a Secret Service agent and a terrorist. Okay? He was all decked out in black. I mean, he's in fucking Egypt, where it's 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, and he is decked out in nothing but black fucking trench coat. I think he had on the black sunglasses like the Secret Service agent does. And she said he's holding a machine gun. Now, first of all, she doesn't know a lot about guns any more than I know a lot about art. She doesn't know what a fucking machine gun is, or a submachine gun, or an assault rifle, or a carbine, or a handgun. So, this dude is like this. So you probably can't see my head now, but this dude is like, and he's got all black, and I'm looking, I can't see the fucking thing. This dude has a long gun. I don't know what it is, a carbine, an assault rifle, but he has a long gun, like this, on his body. And the black clothing covers it. I swear to Christ, I could not see the fucking gun. I mean, I gotta bow to this motherfucker, because talk about concealing a gun. He didn't conceal the gun, he made it invisible. I did not see this fucking gun. And she said he was brandishing it. I was like, what the fuck? So, this dude is not a mercenary. This dude is a government agent. This I thought was actually nice. The government in Egypt has special agents, like we have park rangers, we have state troopers, we have fish and game wardens, we have Secret Service agents, we have all this shit going on in this country. This dude is a special bodyguard who is assigned to protect tourists. He's assigned with the tour guide to follow the tour into the desert with his AK. It was probably an AK. I'm just saying that, whatever the fuck it was. But whatever he had it. And he's there from the government to protect them. Kind of funny, because in this country, St. Ronald once said, the 9 scariest words in the English language are, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. So, yeah. But he was there to protect the tourists from terrorists, robbers, whatever. And in addition to this guy, they have, I think from the same agency, they have these motherfuckers on camels. They have a goddamn camel. Are you ready for this? They have a camel patrol. They literally have a bunch of government agents walking around on camels with rifles to protect the tourists. I hope they're there to protect the tourists and not, enforce that. What do you say about the president shit? I hope they're there to protect the tourists, but. And she was actually relieved that these guys were there with these fucking guns. So, my question is, are you against the gun or are you against who has the gun? Now, I'm going to tell you a quote that I said to people from the Army Channel and I said it to Army Guild. No politician has ever been so against guns they told their bodyguard not to carry one. Ever. Adolf Hitler was against guns. Obviously, he couldn't do what he did if everyone had a gun. Adolf Hitler was against guns. Yet he had a special division of the Schutzstaffel to protect him at all times. And he carried 2 handguns at all times. So it doesn't matter if you're a politician in some fanatical fascist regime or if you're a politician in the most democratically established country in the world. Politicians that are against guns will still be protected by bodyguards that have guns. And I can't think of a single politician, pro or anti-gun, that is not protected by a bodyguard that carries a gun. And 90% of politicians in this country that are against guns themselves are gun owners. Yes, they are. There was a woman, she was mayor of San Diego. She later became congresswoman. She literally built her entire career on crusading against gun owners. Not criminals, legal gun owners. And it got to the point where she literally said on several occasions she would ban all guns. She was voted out of office because we found out that she had a carry conceal license. And she carried a handgun everywhere she went. Hold on, man. Okay, I'm gonna say one more thing, and then I'm gonna pause for the 15-minute rule. Do you remember Jerry Lee Lewis? Jerry Lee Lewis was that guy in the 50s. He was like 21. He'd been divorced twice, and he married his 13-year-old cousin. Jerry Lee Lewis had a cousin who was played by Alec Baldwin in the movie. His cousin's name was Jimmy Lee Swaggart. Jimmy Swaggart. Jimmy Swaggart is a minister. Jimmy Swaggart bashed the living shit out of Jerry Lee Lewis. You sing the devil music. You're divorced twice. You married a 13-year-old girl. And you're going to hell for it. You have to ask for salvation. Okay. Jimmy Lee Swaggart was caught with 2 prostitutes. Really? Your cousin sings about girls shaking their ass. You're sleeping with 2 prostitutes. So it's one of those do as I say, not as I do mentality things going on, I think. I'm going to stop. I'm going to start it again because of the 15-minute thing I want to run out.